Yo, what's good, Keys and Queens? It's your boy Don, and I'm back for another reaction video today. Thank y'all for popping out to the video you heard. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Please hit that notification bell, hit all so y'all know when to pop back out, right? So I post every day. So I got y'all. If y'all want me to react to anything in specific, please put it down in the comments. I got y'all, you heard. Today, y'all, we're gonna be reacting to the Simpsons predictions that actually came true. Now, I know y'all been seeing this. If y'all look at social media, y'all see like different stuff, like from the Simpsons back in the day, all this mad different stuff. Like it said, like 2022, and then it actually happened. Now, the accuracy of that, I don't know, but this video is gonna tell us. So, y'all tell me if y'all remember any of these things on social media, anything, or like if this stuff actually did come true, because I don't know. Like I said, a lot of the stuff I don't be really paying attention to. So y'all let me know in the comments below, and we about to find out. That's why I'm reacting. I'm over here hitting stuff. What's going on, son? Anyway, man, stay tuned. Let's get straight into the video, son.
There's no denying that The Simpsons has become firmly entrenched in our society as a cultural institution. Ever since those yellow-tinted fellas from Springfield first showed up on our TV screens, entire generations of kids have been born and raised with Marge, Homer, Lisa, and of course, everyone's favorite troublemaking miscreant, Bart. Seriously, how many times have you heard the phrase, eat my shorts? It's essentially a universal catchphrase at this point. Yeah. Arguably, The Simpsons hit their peak long ago. Sure, there have been several notable highlights throughout the decades that have added fuel to the show's ever-enduring flames. We even had The Simpsons movie in 2007, which brought a resurgence in interest in the show that at one point pushed boundaries and molded society. But for the most part, its glory years have long since passed. The Simpsons often gets credit for its longevity. To date, it's aired nearly 700 episodes and has been on the air since December 17, 1989. Over its vast tenure, The Simpsons have had a spooky knack at predicting future events with an eerie affinity for being accurate. Stick around to see just how many times The Simpsons have accurately foretold the future. You're not going to want to miss this one. Find out about
Boy, I thought that's what we was doing.
Before we start this wild temporal bending adventure, do us a favor.
That's a fact. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe button.
Had to do some entitled Sweet Seymour Skinner's Badass Song. Doris the Lunch Lady had to do some creative culinary magic when she was hit with school district budget cuts. School lunches are already pretty notorious for being unimpressive, to say the least, but Doris's solution for the financial setback made a cruddy situation into something that was downright nasty. She can be seen scooping out burger patty meat from a large vat labeled as assorted horse parts. That's one way to pinch a penny. But if you thought that disturbing imagery was just a sardonic gag from an animated sitcom, you are unfortunately mistaken. Flash forward to 2013,
I don't see how that's
where
impossible.
horse meat would be found all across the continent in products labeled as beef. Even Taco Bell was slinging horse tacos there for a minute.
Wow.
2008 was an interesting year, to say the least. Not only did the world see one of the worst economic recessions in decades, it was also an election year, of course. What makes democracy the greatest form of government for the people is free, fair, and accurate elections. Dystopian novelists have been speculating about the potential hellstorm it would be if elections were ever to be interfered with. But it hasn't just been the likes of Orwell and Huxley that have been taking a look into the future, calling into question the legitimacy of the voting system. So have The Simpsons. It was in that same election year, when Obama was up against McCain, that the episode Treehouse of Horror 19 ominously predicted that electronic voting machines could be used for election meddling. In the episode, Homer attempts to cast his vote for Obama, but the machine changes his vote to one for John McCain. In 2012, Pennsylvania voting machines were found to be swapping out Obama votes for Mitt Romney. How did they know? You might chalk it all up to coincidence, but wait until you see what they predicted next. Are you still
in the mission? Alright, y'all, so if you know, we get intermissions when we get commercials. Make sure y'all hit that like, comment, subscribe. You can't hit a subscribe. I mean, you can't hit a comment, but make sure y'all like the video. Go down below. No, go next to it, right? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit all. Then go down after that, and then just say, yo, what up? Just say anything you heard. I got y'all with a comment back. Let me know what y'all want me to react to. Tell me how y'all day going. Whatever y'all want to say, just say it, you heard? But anyway, man, after y'all done that, we're going to get back into the video, you heard? So I'm assuming y'all done because it takes less than 5 seconds. It's free, y'all. Come on. Y'all could do me that. Y'all could at least give me a like. Come on now. Come on. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. I love y'all, man. Let's get it.
It's George. Who didn't read
Oh,
those books knew
Ebola.
what they predicted next. The Ebola virus. Oh, curious George. Who didn't read those books when they were a kid? That monkey was always getting himself into some kind of trouble.
It's my
But
favorite
as
show,
far as I
though.
recall,
Cartoon.
I don't remember him contracting the Ebola virus. In 1997, the episode Lisa Sacks depicted Marge as pulling a yellow book off the shelf to read to Bart entitled Curious George and the Ebola Virus. At that time, Ebola had not found its way to the US, and arguably the book was referencing the film Outbreak that had recently been in theaters. 17 years later, in 2014, the Ebola virus outbreak would make shockwaves across the world and would even have an impact on the United States. Stolen lemon trees? 1995 was smack dab in the middle of The Simpsons' finest years. In the episode Lemon of Troy, Springfield's prized lemon tree is stolen, and the blame is placed on the nearby rival town of Shelbyville. Bart organizes a crew to go search for the stolen ligneous plant. It was a pretty hilarious episode with heavy overtones of Grecian mythology. In 2013, a similar story unfolded in Houston, Texas, when a real-life lemon tree was thought to have been stolen. It was later determined to be a hoax, but later on, in 2017, a woman in Madison, Wisconsin filed a police report over her 150-pound lemon tree that went missing in the early hours and was never seen again.
So you think somebody can't do that?
Tree?
Anybody
Mr. Burns is
that
one
want to
for
be
our
like
few.
the Simpsons?
No mistaking that. All he cares about is his money. He couldn't care less about the environment. In 1990, an episode shows his power plant's waste being dumped into Springfield's water supply. When the plant shuts down, Bart decides to go fishing. To his surprise, he catches a three-eyed fish that was the obvious result of the plant's chemical and radioactive contamination. In 2011, an Argentinian fisherman caught his very own three-eyed fish, whose mutation was attributed to a power plant nearby that was also dumping its waste into a river.
Yeah, I hope he didn't eat
Nothing
it.
comes close to how Star Trek predicted future technologies with such poignant accuracy. To their credit, The Simpsons certainly did a pretty decent job at the task as well. In the episode Lisa's Wedding in 1995, little Lisa is all grown up in the distant future. She's about to get married to a man by the name of Hugh Parkfield. Hugh could be seen using his watch as a communication device in a similar way as smartwatches are used today. Later on in that same episode, Lisa talks to Marge through a video call a la FaceTime. Maybe these technological advancements could be seen as a natural evolution of converging
Like
tech
FaceTime.
and wishful imagination, but you have to admit they sure called it. Keep watching to see what else this futuristic episode accurately predicted. Disney buys 20th Century Fox. This one is particularly uncanny.
Oh,
In
yeah.
1998, in the episode When You Dish Upon a Star, there was a quick cameo that popped up on the screen showing a billboard for 20th Century Fox. In case you weren't aware, that's the studio that produces The Simpsons. In the quick image, the billboard is captioned with the phrase, "a division of Walt Disney Co." In 2019, some 20 years later, Disney actually acquired 20th Century Fox, thus making themselves the largest media purveyors in the world. Autocorrect fails. We've probably all sent out texts with muddled messages sabotaged by autocorrect. It's ducking annoying, right? We might think this is a 21st century problem, but it turns out The Simpsons, yet again, predicted this frustrating issue back in 1994. Dolph, the bully, has a new toy. The Apple Newton was a pretty archaic attempt at building a tablet with the limited technology of the day. It did have handwriting recognition, but it was notoriously bad at doing its job. So when Dolph writes, "beat up Martin," as a reminder of things he has to do later, the Newton autocorrects it to "eat up Martha." Whoops. Apple engineers would actually look back at this episode as a cautionary tale of what to avoid when they developed the iPhone years later. The Rolling Stones, still going strong. We already touched on that Lisa's Wedding flash forward to the future episode when we talked about the smartwatch, but another interesting tidbit of that episode is a poster that can be seen in Lisa's dorm room. There's a poster on the wall that advertises that the Rolling Stones will still be touring in 2010 in what is called their Steel Wheelchair Tour. Back in 95, the idea of the Stones still touring in 2010 probably seemed far-fetched.
Right.
But despite advancing age and medical problems, the band is still going strong even in 2020. They had a tour lined up for the summer, but it was postponed due to the pandemic. Even still, no one expected for Keith Richards and the boys to still be jamming out some 60 years after their band's inception. Siegfried and Roy tied
Oh, that's great.
The world was horrified when the Las Vegas performers endured a brutal attack by one
Oh,
of their
yeah, I
trained
remember this
tigers
too.
live on stage. Roy almost died in that bloody incident. A decade earlier, in 1993, The Simpsons very closely depicted the same event unfolding all the way down to the tiny little details being the same. The tiger was white, the stage was red, and the attack was vicious. The Simpsons depiction was meant to be comedic, but the reality of the situation was far from it. President Trump. In 2000, in the episode Bart to the Future, Lisa becomes President of the United States. As soon as she's sworn in, she immediately goes to work trying to hash out the problems she had to take care of left over from from the previous administration. First up on the agenda was to fix the enormous budget problems that were the result of the previous incumbent, President Donald J. Trump. Matt Groening, the show's creator, expressed that he never actually expected Trump to become president. Rather, they chose Trump's name in an attempt to invoke the most absurd and humorous name they could to be the office holder. Turns out reality is sometimes stranger than fiction. London Shard. Okay, before we go, there's one more we gotta share with you from that Lisa's wedding episode. There's a shot of London, and we see that Big Ben has been converted into a giant digital clock. That part might not have happened, but in the background there's something pretty incredible you probably missed. On the bottom left-hand side of the screen, we see a sharp picture that was not part of the London skyline in 1995. Today, however, in the very location as it was depicted on the show, stands the architecturally spectacular marvel that is called the London Shard. The only way to explain this anomaly is time travel. How else could they have accurately predicted such a thing? Well, that wraps things up. Let us know what you think was the most amazing prediction the Simpsons got right in the comments section.
Alright, y'all. So if y'all like this video, press that like button. Let me know down in the comments which one y'all thought actually really occurred and which ones y'all remember from, you know, seeing on any type of social media. Please let me know what y'all want me to react to next. You heard I did post another video today, so y'all go check it out. It's gonna be up here. All my social media is up here as well. Please go follow. You heard. Hit that notification bell so y'all know every time I post, man. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, love, dog.